Scooby-Doo is the #1 character of all time. Boo! S tier. Ow! What the? What? Ow!
This isn't your video.
Alchemy Media. This is now the theme song. So enjoy the vibes. Hit like and subscribe. So live the life you live. Share with your many friends. Please take care from your friend Alex. Alchemy Media. Alchemy Media.
Hello, comedians. It's just me today. Well, Alex is going to do his thing for a while, so I thought I should do this. Now, I've always been a huge Scooby-Doo fan, so this is kind of covers that. I'm going to tell you my favorite version of each character in the series. Now, first we're going to start off with some of the side characters, because we all kind of know the main gang. And it's important to talk about the side characters once in a while. Now, first, let's go with Flim Flam in the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, where he was served as almost a replacement for Velma and Fred. Now, I don't know if Flim Flam's very popular, but they did bring him back for the 13 Ghosts movie. Was he a good character? I'm going to give his character in 13 Ghosts a solid C tier. I mean, it's hard to say he was a bad character. Again, there was only a little bit for him to do, even in that series. But I don't think he was like a bad character. So I think solid C. Next, we're gonna go with Googie. Since she was only in The Reluctant Werewolf, it's a little hard to gauge. I hate to say this, but I'm going to put her in a D rank character. Not because she was bad in any ways, just because it felt like she was they almost were doing a Velma thing. Velma or Daphne could have filled that role just as well, but they kind of wanted to keep the focus on Scooby and Shaggy. And I understand why they did that. I'm just saying that an average character that was done kind of worse. So I think she deserves a D rank, but I don't hate the character in any way. Next is the Boo Brothers. Yeah, I guess people can disagree if they want. Again, there was only one showing, but I don't think the Boo Brothers were actually necessary even in their own show. So I have to give them an F. Even in their own show, it felt like they were just filler. And I actually think they were some of the worst characters in the franchise. And even though the movie wasn't terrible, it was just there. It definitely slowed down when they, and I understand they were trying to do a Three Stooges type thing, but by then Three Stooges were already kind of an old thing too, so it's like it was a weird pick for them to do that even then. Next we'll go with Madeline Dinkley. Madeline was from Abracadabra Doo. Now, this was a great Scooby-Doo movie, and if I ever rank it, the Scooby-Doo movies, I think there's gonna go pretty high. But was the character good? And I'm gonna say yes. Again, there wasn't a lot to the character, so I can't put her like an A, but I definitely see her as a B rank character in that showing. Again, the only one showing, so it's hard to make that an official rank, but I would say for her one role, B rank character sounds good. Next, we will go over Jessica from Camp Scare. Uh, Again, I don't think she was a terrible character, and she kind of moved the story along, but it kind of felt like a filler. Like, okay, cool, she's there for us for a B plot. There was nothing wrong with that. It's just, uh, again, I'm gonna give her a D rank, just because it's a filler character, not because she was essential to the plot in any way. So yeah, for her one role, D sounds good. Now we're gonna go to characters that have more than one showing. These I will have a little bit more to talk about because they're not restricted to one's like bit part in a movie. So I'm going to say the first one I'm going to take, and even though they only had one movie, it was a bigger part of the movie, and it is Amber and Crystal from Alien Invaders. I actually like these characters, and I'm going to, even though they're only one part, they kind of were a major part of the movie. So I think, and they were essential to what the movie needed. So I think I'm going to go with an A, actually, for their showing. Could have been better, yeah, but I don't think that. I think they did really well where they needed to be. So, yeah, going with an A rank. The next only had one, but they were multiple characters, and it's hard to separate them. And it is the Monster Girls from Ghoul School. Their names were Winnie, Tanis, Elsa, Fanta, and Sabella. These were incredibly important to the story, and I think that for what they were trying to do, the storyline flowed extremely well. I think this is another case where I'm going to have to give them altogether an A. Now, if I was ranking them individually, these characters would probably go lower on the list, maybe a C, because none of them can be ranked, because I don't think any of them had an individual scene, like without another. But, so I have to rank them as a group. And as a group, for this movie, it was definitely an A ranked group. The next is the Hex Girls. Now, the Hex Girls have a few different versions, so it's hard to rank them. For the movies, I'm going to say that the movies, they were definitely A rank in movies like The Witch's Ghost or Music of the Vampire, Mysteries Incorporated. It would be hard to rank them above a C in that. But I think that actually they had them very well in, but they also had an episode or two in Be Cool, Scooby-Doo. And honestly, it was one of the best episodes of that series. So I'm going to have to give them a B rank for that. So altogether, I'm going to probably give them a B plus as far as characters go. That's because putting them all together and all their showings, I think B plus is fair. Okay, the next character is a little controversial. It is Scrappy Doo. Now, it's hard to rank Scrappy because his best versions were as a villain, not as a side character. So I'm just going to rank him as a side character. I'm not going to rank him with the movies. I'm not going to rank him with the comics. I'm just going to rank him with his original run. And with the original run, I would have to, I'm actually going to give him a C rank. Now, the C rank is because while he was a D rank, maybe even an F rank in the original Scooby-Doo Scrappy show, I didn't actually dislike him in any of the new Scooby-Doo movies with like the like with like the Ghoul School or Reluctant Werewolf. So, and I have to put those in this system, and yeah, so I'm going to give him a C rank just because of that. The next will be Hot Dog Water. Now, the reason I'm going to put her in here and as a side character is because, yes, she was a villain, but again, but she was a villain throughout the entire, or a side character throughout the Mystery Inc. show. But because she was a villain first, it's hard to rank her again. I'm going to give her a solid C rank. C, but I'm going to give her a C plus because she did do some things in the very last episode. In case you guys haven't watched Mysteries Inc., then I'm not going to say what it is.
You should watch it.
But yeah, I think she is definitely a C plus character. Now we are going on to Scooby Dum. Scooby Dum actually had his own like spin-off show with the Scooby-Doo show, so it's hard to rank him as a side character, but I'm only going to go with the episodes that he was in with Scooby as, and in that I'm going to go with D plus. I thought his act was funny, and I don't think there was anything wrong with it. I just think it got old quick, and even when I was little, I was like, okay, I get it. Before, 5 minutes was up. So, I'm going to say that, yeah, he's definitely a D plus character, even though I don't dislike him in any way. This is a side character, kind of, from a pup named Scooby-Doo, and it's Red Herring. Red Herring is an interesting character because it's hard. He was never a villain, but they always portrayed him as one. But he had so much impact in that series that it's hard not to say that he did a very good job. Was it a filler part? Yes, but it was a good filler part. So I'm going to give him a B minus as a character in that for just his showing in that franchise. Thank you for watching, and I hope you like and subscribe. And do you want to say something? No? Okay. More of a Garfield fan? That's okay. Take care, all comedians.